What is he truly thinking and feeling about you now? Welcome in, beautiful soul. This is Dahlia, the Spiritual Society, bringing you your pick a card reading for this week. Take a deep breath. Allow your intuition to choose the card or crystal that calls out to you the most, whether 1, 2, or 3. Welcome in, card number 1. The stone you are drawn to is lapis lazuli. The card you are drawn to is Scorpio, which means changes will occur in your connection during the end of October and the beginning of November. Let's explore what those changes might be. We're going to take a look at first, what does he think about your connection? We have the Six of Pentacles, which shows me here that there's some reciprocal energy. Ooh, this is beautiful to start off with. The Six of Pentacles means he values your time, your energy, your affection, your connection. The Page of Wands indicates that he's truly passionate about you in this connection, which is why he wants to reciprocate, which is why he wants to give you his time, his energy, his affection. That is a beautiful energy where two people are in alignment with one another. One person doesn't have to work too hard. One person doesn't like or love the other person more. There's an equal balance of energy, which in my mind is the perfect combination to begin a successful romance with someone. Again, the Page of Wands is, what does he think about your connection? This is something he's curious about exploring. It's lighting him up with energy, passion, fire. The Magician card is about manifesting your reality. So I'm getting the sense with all of these other energies combined that he truly thinks that this is something he's manifested, whether he knows those terms or not. This is a connection he's been looking for, been wanting, been desiring. And so therefore it feels kismet. It feels harmonious. It feels like it's meant to be. So that's a beautiful and powerful way to start this reading. Let me get a couple other cards here. What does he think about your connection? Ooh, we have engagement. Wow. It says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So if he has not yet proposed, this energy here could also be about giving you a ring in return for your devotion and your affection. That could be something he's curious and passionate about exploring right now, is manifesting a future with you and therefore exploring the options of commitment. What a beautiful energy. Let me get a different deck to answer this question. What does he really think about your connection? We have love call. I love it. It says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So this is some beautiful and powerful energy here. I'm definitely seeing some real possibilities of engagement, commitment, or at least communication about exploration in mutual desires here. And remember what I said, positive changes will occur in Scorpio season. So maybe engagement will occur at that time. Maybe you will too start to communicate that. Or if this is a early stage connection where engagement seems a long way off, you will at least feel like that could be a possibility, like this might be the one. Let's take a look at what feelings he experiences when he's with you. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? We have the Hermit. Let me get another card. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? The Ten of Wands and one more. The Nine of Wands. This is really interesting energy because it's kind of opposite to the cards we have over here, which was a lot of passion, a lot of interest, a lot of excitement and possibility and adventure. But what we see over here is a little bit more heavy. So with this Ten of Wands, I see that he takes this relationship as a sense of duty, or he values your connection to such a degree that he doesn't want to use you or abuse you. This is taking the potential commitment of this relationship very seriously. This is not a platonic or superficial investment of his energy in this connection. It's something that he values and wants to work towards. The Hermit card, along with the Nine of Wands, there could be a lot of contemplation energy when he's with you. I'm almost getting the sense that you might even ask him, why are you so quiet? What's on your mind? Because he may appear at times to be lost in his own thoughts. Now, during those times when he feels kind of distant, even though he's right next to you, I'm getting the sense it's because he's thinking very seriously and deeply about commitment or the future that he wants to build. And for a masculine energy, when you contemplate the future that you want to build with someone, it also comes in alignment with all of their responsibilities as a provider, a leader, a protector, someone with vision, someone with passion, someone with discipline and the willpower to take this other person on a journey with them to whatever it is that they desire in their life. And with the Nine of Wands, there's almost a hesitancy here to communicate that, or there's a hesitancy here to move too quickly or to share his ideas of commitment too quickly for number one, fear of being wrong or fear of being hurt or misunderstood, or maybe even rushed. So what feelings does he experience when he's with you? A sense of deep contemplation, a sense of also hesitancy so that he has the time to make sure he's making the right decision, and also a sense of duty and obligation to do the right thing at the right time when it comes to the type of relationship the two of you are establishing. Let me get another card from a different deck. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? We have date. It says meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan, set a date. So really I'm drawn to this plan and set a date because of the contemplation energy that I was picking up on. And so this date could be the date of engagement, the date of popping the question or the big news. So I'm getting the sense here there's a lot of thinking about the plans that he's preparing for the future and the possible date, which could be Scorpio season, that he's ready to communicate these plans and intentions with you. Let me get a different deck. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? What feelings does he experience when he's with you? It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This really reminds me of this Nine of Wands because you can see she's behind a boundary. And so this might be this hesitancy that I'm picking up on to make sure that this really is the right choice. So even though he feels it, it feels natural. The actual plans to do things, to act upon those feelings takes a lot of trust within him. And so that's what he's feeling. And that's why he's taking this so deeply and seriously, because he's realizing that with you, it is safe for him to open his heart to love. Let's take a deeper look at commitment and see what does he think about commitment with you. We have the Hangman. The Hangman is about seeing his situation from another point of view, which reminds me of what I just said. It is safe for you to love. although he has not yet been sure previous to you, although he may not have experienced connections or relationship with anybody that he wanted to plan the future with. Now, regarding commitment with you, he has a whole new perspective that this energy, this affection, this devotion is so reciprocal, so in alignment, so fulfilling for him that it gives him a sense of duty and obligation that he's never felt before. And so commitment with you is a possibility that perhaps he hasn't explored in the past. Let's take another look. What does he think about commitment with you? I love this because the King of Wands is about being that leader that I said, because as a masculine energy, to propose to someone, to commit your life to them, is to also commit to being a leader, not only for them, but for yourself, acting out of accordance with your highest nature, making sure you're progressing in the ways that you desire to be successful in life. The King of Wands is a very successful powerhouse energy that inspires others to succeed as well. So what does he think about commitment with you? He wants to be your leader in a balanced sense where you feel inspired to follow his energy towards the destination of commitment that he desires for the both of you. So he desires to be in that powerful divine masculine energy where he feels like a success and he feels like the inspiration of this connection and the leader of where he wants to go and where he's taking you with him. Let me get another card. What does he think about commitment with you? We have the Chariot. I love this card. This is about overcoming all obstacles because you see both the positives in this connection and you're willing to overcome and persevere beyond any bumps, any bruises, anything that comes up along the way. So this reminds me again of this Nine of Wands energy. He feels so fulfilled by this connection that he's willing to overcome perhaps his own boundaries, his own limitations, or his own previous conceptions about commitment with you. And I am getting the sense that it may take a little bit of time for him to completely trust the timing of this energy. And like I said, Scorpio season, expect some sort of communication about his intentions, his ideas, his conceptions about commitment with you. This is some beautiful energy. Let me get another card. What does he think about commitment with you? We have not today. Interesting, because I just said expect some time. It says not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or person. Boundaries. Okay, so again, there is some sort of boundary that he's still navigating because it's a serious proposition. It's not, this is like the rest of his life he's thinking about. So again, that reminds me of the standoffish energy. This all might take you by surprise because at times he might be so deep in his contemplation of a future with you that he's not able to share his thoughts. He doesn't want to share them too soon. He wants to make sure they're right. And therefore, he's not yet ready to have this conversation about commitment with you. So it is going to take some time, like I suggested. Let me take a look at another card here. What does he think about commitment with you? Oh, interesting. We have the card that says, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy and new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So that's the energy here. And that's why it's going to take some time. That's why he's not yet ready to communicate, because previous to this connection, there was no real opportunity to commit to someone. And if he did. I'm almost getting the sense that for some of you, he was engaged previously and the engagement ended. And therefore, he has this barrier against getting engaged again, to making sure that it's going to be the right one this time. So that's a specific message for those of you. And I want to hear down below in the comments if you resonate with that your person was engaged previously, it didn't work out. Now he's hesitant to do it again. But it's obvious that the connection between you is inspiring new love that makes him feel that it's safe to get engaged, to go through with this commitment. And so he's willing to stretch beyond the boundaries that he may have had before, to think differently about commitment than he has in the recent past. Okay. Now let's take a look at what does he feel is most challenging about your connection. We have the Temperance card. We get a couple more cards. What does he feel is most challenging about your connection? What does he feel is most challenging about your connection? Let me use another deck. Okay, yes. So we have the Grudge card, and this says harboring hatred traps you in the past, anchoring you to old wounds and preventing progress. Let go with forgiveness to break free from the cycle. Again, reminds me of the Release Your Ex card and also the Nine of Wands. The boundary here could be a grudge or a resentment that he may have held on to from the past regarding relationships. Reminds me again of being engaged previously, it not working out, feeling resentment, and therefore a barrier against getting engaged again. Now we have the Star, the Three of Cups, and the Temperance card. Let me actually look at one more card. What does he feel is most challenging about your connection? What does he feel is most challenging about your connection? The Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and changed mind. So interestingly enough, the Three of Cups can indicate celebrations with loved ones, such as engagements, weddings, etc. Because of the Grudge card, as well as the Star card, what he finds most challenging is overcoming the upheaval of a previous engagement, is what I am really feeling, or the possibility of an engagement that he thought was going to occur. Because the Temperance card is about remaining peaceful and balanced no matter what occurs. Through good times and bad times, you're going to understand the lessons inherent in all of your experiences. Therefore, you can stay the middle path. You can stay on an even keel regardless of what's going on around you. So that's what he finds challenging, is having gone through this experience where he thought something was going to work out with somebody. It didn't work out. Therefore, he might be holding a grudge or some sort of resentment within him, whether he's aware of that or not. That could have changed his idea about commitment altogether. And now with your connection, it's sparking something within him that he knows that he has to have a new idea, a new hope, a new renewal of what's possible for him and what he's going to do with this connection, which is the Star. The Star card happens after the Tower moment. Tower moment is unexpected change, such as the loss of a relationship that you did not expect was coming. And so the Star represents the hope and the inspiration and the renewal that good times are still on the horizon. And so, what does he find most challenging is simply needing to persevere beyond the pain that he experienced in a previous relationship, perhaps the ending of an engagement he thought was going to happen, and now moving forward with possibility and hope and healing for the future that the two of you can start to build. Now, let's take a look at what does he need from you to keep the connection strong? We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about the time it takes to build something. So he needs your time, knowing that he's in the process of building something with you. We have the Justice card, which is about karma, taking personal responsibility for your own thoughts, feelings, and actions, knowing that the consequence of our thoughts and feelings equals our experience. With this, I'm getting the sense that he wants you to focus on what you are bringing to the table. In essence, just continue to be who you are. To not allow the time that he's taking to process and work through things make you have doubts or second guess him. Because the minute you plant seeds of doubt, that is what you are going to reap. Everything you sow, you reap. Every thought, every feeling you sow, you reap. That's what the Justice card is about. So he wants you to continue to expect the best, to continue to pour your energy into the positive attributes of this connection instead of trying to control the outcome or rush or force his progress. Let's get another card. What does he need from you in order to keep the connection strong? We have the King of Pentacles and it flipped in reverse, which reminds me of what I was just saying, because he wants to be a provider. That's what the King of Pentacles is. It's about all around divine masculine energy who is loyal, who is loving, who is protecting, who has got his stuff together. And that's what he wants. Remember what I said with that 10 of Wands. This commitment, this connection is a burden of responsibility that he takes very seriously. That's why he can appear distant or lost in his thoughts, because he's truly contemplating all of the details when it comes to what's going on here. Now, because this is in reverse, is because he's not yet ready. It's going to take time. That's why he cannot communicate it with you. That's why he does not want you to rush him, because just like the cycles of the moon, just like the unfolding over time, every piece is going to line up along the way. But if you force it or you rush it, you sow seeds of doubt, which is going to infect the certainty he has in this connection here. So give him time to feel like he's in his King of Pentacles energy, and you are going to reap the benefit of a potential marriage contract, which is what this Justice card can represent as well. Let me get another card from a different deck. What does he need from you to keep the connection strong? We have not enough, frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, and jealousy. I'm getting the sense that that's related to this Justice card, to not be frustrated by his time or lack of communication to communicate these intentions, to not self-sabotage by wanting too much too soon, and to not allow fear to infect the love and the bliss and the reciprocity that this connection already has. So let me get another card. What does he need from you to keep the connection strong? Coffee cup. Meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. So this reminds me of what I said, to just continue operating in the energy that you love about each other, to continue to just pour affection and friendship, to basically be in the present moment and enjoy what you have now, which is going to continue to inspire and motivate him to get these plans in order and be able to communicate that with him. So just simply continue to be his friend, continue to have fun, continue to savor the moment and the enjoyment of the connection that you have without projecting too much into the future. Because once you start projecting in the future, you start to get impatient, you start to get doubtful, you start to get resentful, and that's the type of energy that's going to affect the connection in a negative way. So let's move forward and see some potential advice from the universe for the future of this connection. Advice from the universe for the future of this connection. We have the Emperor, the Ten of Swords. Let me get another card. Advice from the universe for the future of this connection. Wow, we have the Five of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So this definitely reminds me of the energy within him of holding some sort of grudge or resentment from a previous connection gone wrong. So if he was previously engaged or even married, I'm getting the sense that his partner at that time deeply hurt him. It perhaps was so unexpected or so disconcerting for him. Maybe she cheated, or maybe she just up and left him or ended the engagement without clarity or out of the blue. And he was deeply affected by it. And so currently he's still grieving the loss, but more so grieving or realizing that he has to let that grief go, which is a process. Which again is why he's needing time, which is why he probably feels distant, why he's not able to communicate, because he's processing a lot, realizing that not letting this disappointment or this hurt go is going to prevent him from stepping into this Emperor energy, which is all about plans, structures, what you're building, what you're creating, who your Empress is, and what you want for the two of you and where you're going and how you're going to get there, which is this Ace of Wands. So advice from the universe, this is really understanding what he's going through on a really deep level, knowing that he's pouring a lot of time and intention and thought into what he wants to build with you, so that he does not allow the pain or the disappointments of the past to dissuade him from building something with you and having a new idea about the type of future that the two of you are heading towards. Let me get another card. Advice from the universe for the future of this connection. We have codependent obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. That's what he's working through. Let me get another card. Advice from the universe for the future of this connection. Palm tree. Beautiful. So that's what's happening here, is that he's moving through an energy of this block or this grudge, this resentment, or this energy of having been codependent on another individual or losing their affection and how that affected him. And moving towards stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. I had a feeling that this card was going to come out at some point in this reading, and it was the very last card. Because with this King of Pentacles in reversed, he does not yet feel this energy of security and stability, but it's what he's working towards. Therefore, you are the person that he wants to build this enduring connection with, but he still has to be the phoenix. He still has to completely eradicate all of that resentment, the grudge, whatever block he had that may have built up a wall around his heart and prevented him from wanting to do this again. But with you, he's working on it. So have some patience and some grace. Give him the time to communicate these intentions with you. And remember what I said with the first card you were drawn to, Scorpio. Expect some sort of communication around the end of October and the beginning of November. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope you enjoyed this reading, that it served you, gave you some peace and clarity regarding this connection. If you resonate and you want to claim it for yourself, comment a Scorpio sign emoji and like this video now. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. And in the event you would like a deeper personal reading for yourself, the link is available in the description box below to book that now. Until the next time I get to read for you, as always, I'm sending you so much peace and love. Welcome in card number 2. The crystal that you are drawn to is quartz, and the card you are drawn to is Sagittarius, which means to expect some changes to occur in your connection at the end of November and the beginning of December. So let's take a deeper look. What does he truly think about your connection? Ooh, we have the Knight of Wands, which perfectly matches this Sagittarius energy. What does he think about your connection? Lit up, passionate, on fire, curious about adventure and exploring all the possibilities of this beautiful connection. Let's keep going. Oh, I love this energy. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is a compassionate leader, someone who wears his heart on his sleeve. You give him the desire to open his heart, to be emotionally available and vulnerable, to feel into the depth of emotional possibility versus being scared or fearful of what could go wrong. Let's take a deeper look at this. What does he think about your connection? Oh, we have the High Priestess. This is a beautiful energy this week in this Divine Masculine reading. I'm loving it all around. The High Priestess means that he feels, along with the King of Cups, very intuitive in the sense that he's trusting his instinct, trusting his gut. He just has a sense that this feels right. He doesn't second guess it. He doesn't question it or wonder why or what if. He simply sits in his power, his seat of knowing, feeling how genuine and how passionate this connection feels. I'm loving this so far. Let me get a different deck. What does he truly think about your connection? Lightning. It says sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. Let me get a secondary card to clarify, but that certainly reminds me of this fiery Knight of Wands. What does he truly think about your connection? Ooh, engagement ring. Wow. In a different deck, this engagement came up in the same position in card reading number 1. And like I said, I'm getting this beautiful energy from the Divine Masculine this week that is kind of unexpected. It's an energy of the Divine Masculine in general, because this is a collective reading, being ready and willing to be vulnerable, to be reciprocal with his devotion, his intentions, and being ready and willing to commit on a serious level, thinking deeply about his intentions for his life and his partnership. So what does he think about your connection? Number 1, with the lightning card, this probably took him by surprise. He wasn't expecting how passionate you make him feel. He wasn't expecting to be so emotionally available and vulnerable. And that's making him really feel that you could be the one, that this connection could go the distance, regardless of if this is a brand new connection or you've been dating or in a relationship for a period of time or even married. Either way, this is what he truly thinks and feels about you now, that you swept him off his feet and he's preparing for a future with you. I'm loving this reading. Seriously. Let me get a different deck to answer this question. What does he truly think about your connection? What does he truly think about your connection? This could be the one. I love it. What did I say? I'm loving this energy. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So that's exactly what I was just expressing, that this high priestess energy is like, this is it. This could be the one. This is who I want to spend my life with. So that's what I'm getting. So let's move forward and take a look at what feelings he experiences when he's with you. Wow, man. Oh man, the Emperor. The Emperor confirms the desire for commitment, the desire to create a form and a structure and plans for the future and to build it up over time with commitment and discipline and divine masculine power. What feelings he experiences when he's with you is his leadership, his powerful potential to set a vision and a course for his life and to be a leader to inspire someone to come along with him. You truly create these feelings of healthy, divine, masculine within him. And this reading is making me get the sense this week that the divine masculine collectively has done a lot of work, or at least is in the process of tapping into his divine feminine so that he truly can express his masculine, which is that King of Cups, being ready and willing to be vulnerable so that you can experience true intimacy that would allow you to be a divine masculine leader. Let me get another card. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? Oh my gosh, I love it. The desire to build, the desire to grow, the desire to experience feelings of bliss and fulfillment with what he's creating and cultivating in his life. You are inspiring him to plan, prepare, and work towards the future with you. Let me get another card. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? The Two of Swords. So this is a little bit of frightening, hesitant energy. This is the sense opposite of this high priestess that you would expect, I think, someone to feel when things feel too right, too perfect. So even though you give him this sense of desire to be in his leadership, there's also at times where he does wonder if he's capable or if this is right or if this is too good to be true, are the words that I'm hearing now. Is this too good to be true? So in those times when his mind might try to play tricks on him and second guess the power and the potential and the rightness of this connection, that's when he has to lean into that gut instinct, that inner knowing that this might not be logical, especially with this Knight of Wands, this fiery, passionate energy. The chemistry might not be logical, but it feels right. So he's going to have to lean into trusting that feeling of rightness, even when it feels like it's too good to be true. Let me use a different deck to answer this question. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? We have I like you and mirror. It says someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, and want to date. And we also have this card that says mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, and introspection. So this mirror card reminds me of the Two of Swords, about how even something so positive and so beautiful and feels so right could also be a mirror to our own inner insecurities regarding trusting our intuition. So what feelings he experiences is not only the feeling of rightness, but the feeling of fear that comes along with sometimes questioning that. And that's what you're mirroring to him, is the need for him to trust his intuition instead of trying to let his mind direct the reasons for why this connection is so right. And then also simply, I like you. What feelings does he experience? Like this blooming of affection for you deeply. Let me use a different deck to answer this question as well. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So this again reminds me of that mirror, that sometimes even the best situations can trigger wounds within ourselves, but the certainty of our feeling is what keeps us moving forward, just like this Two of Swords, even when we are not sure where it's going to go or if it's going to work out in the end. We feel the rightness, we feel the trust, we feel like this is our soulmate. So no matter what, we're going to persevere beyond the unknown, beyond the anxieties that such a beautiful relationship could even bring up. Because it is often the case when people are confronted with such a depth of love that if they never felt that early on or they experienced some trauma, then they would naturally question that. And in those moments, they have to give the relationship a chance through working on themselves and the partnership and what is being mirrored between those two energies. Now let's answer the question, what does he actually think about commitment with you? We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very clear, very open, very discerning. And so it seems that for him, commitment seems like the natural progression, that it's logical in this sense. I keep talking about the lack of need for logic, but at the same time, how this makes him feel, it is only logical that it would lead to commitment. So let me get another card. What does he think about commitment with you? We have the Star, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Wands. The Star means that you give him a lot of hope. He feels a sense of inspiration and possibility. Again, like this could be the one. We also have the Six of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So this Nine of Wands is a natural boundary of needing to persevere beyond where you're capable of, where you're tired, where you might want to flee. And so the Six of Wands indicates that what he thinks about commitment is that you are inspiring him to successfully move beyond any boundaries or walls he might have put around his heart in the past. If he did not think this type of love was possible previously, the way you make him feel makes him feel seen, makes him feel supported, loved. This is a very inspirational connection. And I am getting fire sign energy here, so he could actually be a Sagittarius or another fire sign, or quite certainly within the Sagittarius season, some changes might occur. However, what he thinks about commitment with you is that, again, it's very clear. There's a lot of hope and possibility here that whatever fears or hesitancies he may have had in the past, you are inspiring him to move beyond because there's so much passion and inspiration between the two of you. Let me use a different deck to answer this question. What does he think about commitment with you? What does he really think about commitment with you? We have the Butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child, and growth. So, yes, this again reminds me of the Nine of Wands, that whatever hesitancies or lack of trust and love he had before, he understands that this connection is pushing him beyond that wall And naturally, commitment is the next stage. Like I said here, it's the logical progression. Let me get a different deck. What does he really think about commitment with you? Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Reminds me again of the Queen of Swords. Clearly decide. That's the Queen of Swords energy, is clarity and precision and thinking. So this shows me that it's just a natural progression. He's not going to have to think too much about it. That it's something that is going to just happen. It's an easy choice for him because of the natural feelings of intuition and emotional vulnerability that you inspire within him. It's very, very clear, very simple reading. I'm really proud of the divine masculine energy. I'm really feeling a shift here, I have to say. Let me ask the question, what does he feel is most challenging about this connection? The Four of Pentacles. Let me get a couple more cards to clarify. What does he feel is most challenging about this connection? The Ace of Swords. What does he feel is most challenging about this connection? The Two of Cups. Wow, I'm actually getting the sense like that he doesn't feel anything is challenging. Because the Four of Pentacles is about holding on to what you feel creates security within you. So this connection creates security, makes him feel like this is worth holding on to, wants to keep it secure. The Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups, he's very clear about the energy between you two being soulmate energy, being divine, being right, feeling intuitively, not logically, that this is just so perfect, so pure, so unconditional. So I'm not even picking up on any challenge here, just clarity, devotion, a desire to hold on to this connection. Let me use a different deck to answer this question. What does he feel is most challenging about your connection, if anything? Twin flames, wow. What did I say? Oh my gosh, soulmate energy. Like, there's no feeling of challenge. Naturally, there will be challenges in relationship, but when it comes to the discernment that this is right, there's no challenge there. It's a very certain energy I'm picking up on. So yes, just this is a soulmate twin flame connection. The two of you are meant to be together. And so we have here, what does he feel is the most challenging? This says talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. The only thing I could think of is that when you're not with him, he feels uncomfortable, or that could be the only challenging part of this connection is when you're not there. And that could indicate this Four of Pentacles, that he always wants you around, which that's not healthy. It's not good to be totally, completely glued to one another. That's a codependent energy. And I'm not really picking up on that, but like lightheartedly, when you're not there, he wants you there. And that's the only thing that's difficult. What does he feel is most challenging about your connection? Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Let me use a different deck. Let's take a look now at what does he need from you to help keep the relationship strong. Beautiful energy. We have the Six of Pentacles. just to continue to reciprocate his love and his devotion. Don't allow him to feel that he's more into this than you, or that he's pouring more of himself into this than you. Be just as emotionally vulnerable and available as him. Be just as communicative about your desires and your intentions and your affections as him. This is soulmate twin flame energy, so none of you needs to hold back here. The two of you can feel comfortable to go all in this connection, and that's what he desires from you. Feel comfortable going all in. Let me get another card. What does he need from you to help keep the connection strong? The Empress. I love it. Be the Empress to his Emperor energy, which means just continue to be your beautiful, compassionate, creative, nurturing, loving self. Just be in your divine feminine energy, your receptivity to his leadership, not in a toxic masculine way, but naturally, the nurturance that you provide him, how you see him naturally makes him want to create a vision for your future and take you there with him. And that's the type of leadership I mean. So just be his Empress, be yourself, reciprocate his love. Let me get another card. What does he need from you to help keep the connection strong? The Hermit. That's interesting energy. Let me clarify. What does he need from you to keep the relationship strong? Oop, that was the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. Very interesting that this is a natural progression. This is the 9th card and this is the 10th card. What does he need from you to keep the relationship strong? The Hermit is about seeking your light within yourself, finding the truth. So and the Wheel of Fortune is about synchronicities, divine timing, fate. So he's asking you to go within yourself and see how this connection is fated, because there's a need for this connection to not question the certainty of it. This connection is so fated that there's no need to question the certainty of it. So the way you do that is by going within your spirit and sensing the rightness, sensing the truth of this energy. This is a very powerful connection. Let me get another card. What does he need from you to help keep the relationship, the connection strong? We have date and love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. This reminds me of what I said about the 6 of Pentacles. Continue to show him, express to him your affection, your intention, your desire. Reciprocate his love and energy. Also, think of when you're thinking of him, like especially when you're away, because remember I said the only challenging thing here is when you're not together, he wants to be together. And we have this talking energy. So it's like when he's not with you, he wants to talk to you. So I'm getting the sense to send him love messages, text him, call him. If you're thinking about him, just let him know. And that reminds me of the 6 of Wands, that will make him feel really fired up by feeling seen. And then we have date. What does he need from you to keep the relationship strong? I think just to continue to enjoy one another. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Let me get a different deck. What does he need from you to keep the relationship strong? Codependency. addictions are affecting your romantic life. Hmm. Let me choose another card. Clarify codependency. What does he need from you to keep the relationship strong? I don't want this to be a codependent because I did talk about that. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That reminds me of the date card. I'm getting the sense that this connection could have the possibility of becoming codependent if you don't nurture your individual energies. This card, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Continue to find passion in yourself, in your own pursuits, your own interests, your own hobbies. Because if you fall in too deep into constantly needing to be together and then feeling uncomfortable when you're apart, at some point it will lead to this energy of isolation that is not healthy, where it's just the two of you, you have no interest or hobbies, you no longer, there's like no boundary between where he begins and you end. And that's cute in the beginning, but it's not healthy. So that reminds me of the Empress energy as well as the Emperor. The two of you need to have your interests, your pursuits, your passions that are authentic to who you are as individuals. Because if that goes away, the attraction is going to go away too, and it's going to become an unhealthy obsession or codependence with one another. So what does he need from you to keep the relationship strong is to continue to be your Empress energy, which is knowing your inherent value and worth without him, knowing who you are and what you like and what your passions are, and continuing to invest energy in those because that's what he loves about you. And that's what's going to keep this connection going over the long term, is having that sense of identity and self that contributes to the upliftment of the connection as a whole. All right, beautiful soul. Lastly, let's get some advice from the universe for the future of this connection. I love this energy. We have the King of Wands. Let me clarify advice from the universe for the future of this connection. The Chariot. I love this energy. Keep going. This divine masculine is your King of Wands, your Emperor, your King of Cups, all the kings rolled into one. Persevere beyond all obstacles, all challenges, because this connection truly is fated. Continue to inspire him as a leader by being in your Empress nature, nurturing him, but also nurturing yourself. This is an amazing connection. Let me get another card. Advice from the universe for the future of this connection. The Three of Wands. Expect what you desire to manifest with this connection is going to manifest. This is a soulmate. This is a destined, fated union that does have plans to go the distance. Commitment, passion, affection, all the things are happening here. So trust that and move through any doubt, any fear, any anxieties, any worries. If there are any, keep going. See him as the one. Tell him he's the one. Let me get a different deck. Advice from the universe for the future of your connection. Abundance. What did I just say? Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude, bliss. Amen. What more to say about that? Let me get another card to finish this reading off. Advice from the universe for the future of this connection. connection. Love yourself first. I love that this card came out. It says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. What did I just say with that codependent and that attraction energy? There's a need to not get lost in each other. And that could be very possible with how deep this energy really is between you. Don't get lost in each other. Love each other, but love yourselves first. Respect your individuality first, and let that be the attraction that pulls you together and allows this to be a connection that is truly meant to stand the test of time. All right, my beautiful soul, what a powerful reading. I do hope that you resonated, that it served you, gave you some peace and clarity regarding this connection. And if you do claim this reading, go ahead and comment a Sagittarius emoji down below. Also, like this video, and if you are new here, subscribe so you don't miss any of the new readings we release every week. And in the event you would like a deeper personal reading, the link is available in the description box to book that now. Until the next time I get to read for you, I'm sending you so much peace and love. Welcome in card number 3. The stone that you are drawn to is malachite. The card you are drawn to is Capricorn, which means to expect some changes to occur in the Capricorn season, which is the end of December and the beginning of January. Let's take a look at what those changes could be and what does he think about your connection. We have the 7 of Pentacles. This is a beautiful energy to go along with this Capricorn because this is about slow and steady growth over a period of time. So right away, I'm getting the energy that he thinks your connection is something he's grateful for, something that's developing, and there's a sense of a slow and steady buildup of momentum regarding his affection towards you. Let me get another card. What does he think about your connection? Oh, wow. Perfect card to go along with that. And it's in a perfect progression as well. We have the 8 of Pentacles, which is also about hard work over a period of time. So again, there's this gestating energy, there's this buildup of momentum, there's this energy of investment towards what the two of you are creating together. So it's very possible that he's actually an earth sign, which is Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. If not, he's got a lot of grounded energy where he appreciates taking his time when it comes to building up his affection. Let me get another card. What does he think about your connection? Now we have the 9 of Wands. Now this could actually be why he prefers slow progress in a connection, because this card is about having a journey and being tired. Like you still have to be determined to persevere. You're exhausted, but you realize that if you want to be successful or accomplish your goal, then you're going to have to keep working. So this could mean that he's guarded in some capacity. Perhaps he's not the type to fall too fast too soon, possibly because he got hurt or burnt in the past because of that. Let me get one more clarifying card to see what this 9 of Wands might be. What does he think about your connection? Okay, that's perfectly in alignment with what I was just suggesting, that the reason he's taking his time is because he is a little bit guarded, because he's still moving on from some sort of love-related hurt in the past. Let me get a different card with a different deck. What does he think about your connection? We have addiction. It says codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. So I'm really drawn to these last 2 words, has a block and restraint, because that's what I'm picking up on here. He's restraining his energy because he has some sort of guard or block because of perhaps a codependent relationship in the past or just a troublesome one. Let me use a different deck. What does he think about your connection? Trust. Yep, this situation is calling for you to have faith. So that's what he's taking his time doing, is building up the trust within himself that this situation is not going to be the same as the last one. So let's take a look at the question, what feelings does he experience when he's with you? The Ace of Wands. There's a clarity about the chemistry and the passion he feels for you, which is why he is willing to let down his guard and move beyond the restraint that he has regarding love. What does he feel when he's with you? Wow, the Lovers. So it's definitely an energy of alignment between you where the passion and the chemistry just feels right. This energy is not just about soulmates or potential lovers that can go the distance. It's about deciding to commit, deciding to persevere beyond all challenges, all obstacles, just like that Nine of Wands. When you commit to something, no matter how challenging or tiresome it may be, even just to overcome your own fears or insecurities, once you've decided, that means you're going to persevere. So that's what he feels, the desire, because of the clarity of the passion, to move beyond boundaries, to truly love you. Let me get another card. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? The High Priestess. Clarity, an intuitive sense that this is right. He trusts this. It feels good. He doesn't have to question it. This is such a beautiful reading overall. All three of these readings have been so pleasurable to me. And I'm getting a shift of energy in the Divine Masculine Collective it's very touching. Let me get another card. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? Hammer. It says sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, and working on it. So just as I was saying with this Lovers and the Nine of Wands, whatever frustration or barrier he has against love, because perhaps his heart was broken, perhaps his trust was torn down, the feeling that he has with you is that it's worth rebuilding his trust, that it's worth working through whatever boundaries he has because it just feels right. What feelings does he experience when he's with you? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So I see this more as a retreating from or a disconnecting from the pain of the past, just like the Six of Swords. Because if he can detach himself from his previous burdens, then he will be able to find peace that allows him to open his heart and trust this new beginning with you. So now let's take a look at what does he think about commitment with you. What does he think about commitment with you? The Hanged Man. I feel like this card has come up in this position every reading. And the Hangman is about seeing something from a new perspective, a new light. So this reminds me again of the desire to move beyond the guard or the barrier, the boundary between him and love because of the passion that he feels with you, the rightness that he feels with you. Let me get another card. What does he think about commitment with you? The Four of Pentacles. I'm just hearing yes, an emphatic yes, because the Four of Pentacles is about holding on to what you value, what you feel secure with. So he feels so secure with you that he's willing to commit. He's willing to choose you. He's willing to hold on to you and not let you go. What does he think about commitment with you? The Knight of Swords in reverse. So this shows me that he still needs time, just like these initial cards, to completely rebuild his sense of trust, to completely tear down the wall and the guard around his heart. Because the Knight of Swords is about impulsive actions and decision making, things that you don't have to think too much about. So because this is in reverse, he definitely needs time. Even though he's thinking differently about commitment and he wants to hold on to you, he still needs time to move through the heaviness of the previous situation that he's still working through. All right, let me get another card. What does he think about commitment with you? The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Yes. So I'm really drawn to no second chances. I feel like the reason he's taking so much time is perhaps, again, he felt like he would never fall in love again. I'm almost getting the sense that maybe he was married before and he's like, I'll never get married again. I'll never do that again. However, this grow and transform your life is again suggesting that just because he was hurt again doesn't mean that he can't love again. And with you, he's starting to feel the truth of your connection. And therefore, in order to fully lean in, he's going to have to transform his perspective, his perception of commitment and love. Let me get another card. What does he think about commitment with you? Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. What did I say? Definitely feeling soulmate energy all across these readings. So do please remember this is a group collective reading. So if you don't resonate at any time, this may not be the reading for you, because all the divine masculines across the board in all these readings are finding you to be their soulmate. And despite how sure they are, how much time they need to process it, it's still like an intuitive sense that, yes, this is my person. So if there are challenges, they're willing to work through them and address them. So I'm just so happy about this reading. It's so interesting. Anyway, let's move forward and answer the question, what does he feel is most challenging, if anything, about your connection? What does he feel is most challenging? We have the Emperor. So this is interesting and it makes sense because the Emperor is about creating the plan for what he envisions and what intentions he's setting for this relationship and your future together. what kind of structure he wants to create for your life together. And because this is in the challenging position, it means he's still not ready yet. He's still sore, but processing it. He's aware that he has work to do, but he's willing to do that work, but still taking his time, not wanting to move too impulsively. Let me get another card. What does he feel is most challenging about your connection? Wow, my gosh. Wow. The Eight of Wands is about things moving quickly. A lot of speed, a lot of momentum, a lot of progress. What did I say? This is really incredible. So basically just sums up what I was just saying, is that moving too quickly is a challenge for him. So I'm getting the sense you are going to need to be patient with him. But again, because you're drawn to this Capricorn energy, either he's a Capricorn, which they are very steady, slow, persistent people, but also perhaps around December, January timeframe, he will start to open up and communicate more of this intention for you. And the Ace of Swords, as far as what does he feel is most challenging about your connection, probably the clarity. Instead of, he may be in his feelings a little sore still. And so it's difficult to just drop that altogether without those spiraling thoughts that have the tendency to come up and make you question your judgment. So he does have the tendency to question his judgment at times. Let me use a different deck, actually. What does he feel is most challenging about their connection? Hopelessness. Hopelessness is a draining cycle, making it seem like there's no way forward. Even in the darkest moments, a single step forward can spark the light needed to find your way out. Wow. That totally reminds me of what I was just saying with the Ace of Swords and the spiraling. And it's saying taking the step forward will spark the light needed to find your way out of those draining or victim type thoughts. And so a challenge for him is probably that he was hopeless when it came to feeling like he'd ever want to be in love or commit to someone again. Okay. So now let's take a look at what does he need from you to keep the relationship strong? What does he need from you to help keep the connection strong? We have the Queen of Swords, which reminds me of what I was just saying about him sometimes lacking clarity because of the spiral thoughts. The Queen of Swords is being very logical, very discerning, having a keen judgment. And what's interesting is that the symbolism on this card, the bowl of water, which symbolizes the emotions or the cups, is locked behind like this little gate. And so that means that the Queen of Swords doesn't use her emotions more than she uses her logic and her judgment and her discernment, but that it's available to her to dip her toe into compassion if she needs to temper her discernment with kindness. So that makes me feel that when he's not clear, you have to be clear. That's what he needs from you, is your clarity, your discernment, and to be kind with how you communicate that, because that's going to help him continue to see the bigger picture when at times he may be lost or confused or even hopeless. Let me get another card. What does he need from you to keep the connection strong? Wow, the Hierophant. Definitely about seeing the bigger picture when he can't. This card is like a spiritual mediator. And so you, in this sense, by having clarity, are helping him tap into his intuition, helping him tap into trust. So, again, this reminds me of this hopelessness card. Hopelessness is a draining cycle, making it seem like there's no way forward. Even in your darkest moments, a single step forward can spark the light needed to find your way out. And we have steps. A single step forward can spark the light needed to find your way out of the darkness. So be his guiding light. Be his discernment when he falters at times. Let me get another card. What does he need from you to help keep the connection strong? The Five of Wands. This energy is almost about pushing someone to succeed by the clarity of your example, also through like a competitive spirit, a competitive edge. Wow, again, I'm drawn into the light, reaching for the light. And so, because this person is reaching for the light, the other person is reaching for the light as well. So, this just reminds me of the same theme of inspire him to reach for the light by you reaching for the light on his behalf, and he will follow your lead. And that will help him step into his leadership, his powerful, confident, clear emperor energy. What does he need from you to help keep the relationship strong? Girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used enable boundaries. Let me get a clarifying card. Clarify girl with a snake. What does he need from you to keep the connection strong? Passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. So I am not sensing narcissistic energy in him. This is a very empowered masculine reading across the board. But what I am seeing with these two cards combined is that it's your passion that will allow him to overcome any toxic tendencies, any guard or wall he had around his heart that would make him a less than ideal companion. Because if he doesn't overcome that lack of trust, then he will sabotage this connection. But he doesn't want that because he sees the power, the rightness in it. And so what does he need from you is to continue to be yourself, continue to show him love, passion, chemistry, affection, which will help him continue to overcome this boundary. What does he need from you to help keep the connection strong? What does he need from you to help keep the connection strong? Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So ultimately, this is his energy. And through the advice that I've discussed here, your passion will help him free himself to be able to take control of his love life. Finally, beautiful soul, we're going to take a look at advice from the universe in order to inspire a positive connection in your future. Whoa, okay then. Advice from the universe for the future of your connection. It's a lot of cards. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Cups, the Knight of Cups, I'm seeing here, this is advice from the universe for the future of your connection. I'm seeing a possible engagement, possible marriage, if that is not the status of your relationship already. In fact, just a profession of love or intention or commitment. However, there is some limitation. This person needs to free themselves. You can see the bounds, the boundary, the guard around their heart because of whatever pain they experienced in the past. Now, at times, they still have the tendency to become a victim of their thoughts or their feelings. And that's where your discernment comes into play, your inspiration to help them see the light, to see the beauty in life and love, just through the clarity of your example, through your passion for this individual. You can see the hopelessness, right? Hopelessness here. This is an energy within him. Some deep hurt and pain he's still navigating, but moving on from because of awareness of how much love is between you. Advice from the universe: stay optimistic and hopeful even when he cannot, because there is potential here for a positive ending, an ending to his pain and a beginning to the trust and the passion between you two. So continue to have a vision for what you want this connection to expand into over time, and hold on to that vision. Feel the reality of the ideal scenario between you and him so that it can reach the fulfillment that you both deeply desire. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope that you loved this reading, that it served you, gave you some peace and clarity regarding this connection. If you resonate and you want to claim it for yourself, go ahead and comment a Capricorn sign emoji down below and like this video now. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. And in the event you would like a deeper personal reading for yourself, the link is available in the description box below to book that at any time. Until the next time I get to read for you, I'm sending you so much peace and love.